Harry from Pocket Gamer here. I'm with Alistair Aitcheson, who won the Big Indie Pitch at Pocket Gamer Connects last year. So, how's your year been since?
Yeah, it's been a pretty good year. 2014 was really exciting. Tap Happy Sabotage. I went on to release that on the Windows 8 store. I've taken it to all kinds of different events, had it out at Gamescom, had it in Berlin for the local multiplayer conference out there. I've taken it to Develop Conference and had it played at one of the parties there, which really good fun. And EGX, it was in the Left Field collection there, and I mean, it's just been fantastic. The way people respond to it as a game. The game is kind of multiplayer game to be played on a big touch screen. So the one I usually take to events is 27 inches, but I have played on bigger ones. I got invited to the Microsoft HQ in Reading to play it on their 70-inch touchscreen, and that was pretty amazing. The game supports as many as 52 players on one screen, and so when you get a big crowd of people around and you're encouraging them to get into each other's personal space, grab at each other's arms, putting them in situations where they're bound to cheat accidentally, and once they've cheated accidentally, they're going to start doing it intentionally. I mean, people have latched onto it really well, and it's just become a real spectacle, when I take it around places, and it's really nice to feel like, I made that.
So, how did the Big Indie Pitch go for you? I mean, what did you take away from that, I guess?
My process of pitching, because obviously I couldn't take the big screen with me, so I had to, I did have the screen with me at the event, and I had been demoing it on a stand during the day, but to do the pitching, I had to take this tiny little 10-inch tablet up and try and show the experience and hope that it would be match the big screen experience, but also trying to describe it in a short period of time, and I think, obviously I don't know what worked for me, but what I feel went right was that I just put the game in front of the table and told them, pretty much, okay, here's how you start a game for them, press start, and then because the game's so instant to work out what you're supposed to do, they immediately started playing. And so I did do talking, I did talk about what it was all about, but the game spoke for itself. And that's one of the things about the design of the game, is that the rules are incredibly simple to pick up. And as a player, you're just looking for a picture. Everyone's got a different picture. You're looking for your picture. You tap your picture before anyone else taps theirs. You get a point. It's a really simple rule, so everyone feels like they've mastered it quickly. And when you feel like you've mastered it, you feel bad when you don't win, so you get competitive. And in that short space of time, that sort of vibe of the game seemed to come across with the judges. And I was a little worried at the time, because I thought, are they actually listening to me? And then I realised, no, if they're not listening to me, it's because they're playing my game. And so something must be going right. And I think that being able to latch on to what it is that works about the game instantaneously is, I feel like it worked well for me in the pitch, but I also think it's an important part of any game design. If you want to get people hyped about it, they need to get it quickly. That's what worked with Flappy Bird.
Absolutely. So would that be a recommendation for others who are thinking about pitching to get the game into the judges' hands and make as clear as possible from the get-go?
Clear as possible. The closest you can get to, as soon as you give it to them, they're enjoying the best bit of the game. I think that's the best way to do it, as far as I can understand.
So, would you recommend other people to come to the Big Indie Pitch and give it a try? And
definitely.
I think
regardless of whether you win or not, you have an opportunity to make a connection with lots of people, games journalists, prominent people in the industry, and these are really useful connections to make, and they will pay dividends as time goes on, and it's a nice sort of comfortable, easy way to make that first connection without having to worry about, I don't want to approach someone if they're having a conversation with someone. And so it's nice, you can introduce yourself. But that process of pitching, I find I do it all the time. Whenever I'm trying to explain my game to my friends, or trying to explain it to journalists or to other game designers, I'm practicing my pitch, and it's not an intentional thing. It's just what you're kind of automatically doing. And practicing your pitch is not just about trying to get something out the end of it. When you try to describe your game, you verbalizing what your game is about and why people should be interested in it focuses your mind on what's actually important for you to be working on, and what are the most important bits of your game that your game needs to highlight. So say if your game has some really exciting mechanic that whenever you talk about it, people get really excited about it, and then you look at your game design and you go, well, they only get to use that mechanic in the third level. Why don't I put that mechanic in right from the minute you turn it on, and the title treatment should have a picture of that mechanic in it, and the title should refer to that mechanic, because that's what people get excited about. And so, I mean, the whole pitching process is really informative for game design. That's my take on it.
That's great. Well, thank you very much for your time.
That's all right.
Cheers, Alistair.
Thanks very much.